There's a specific kind of silence that happens at 3 in the morning. It's the hour when your bank app feels like a judge, and your savings account feels like a leak you can't quite plug. You've done everything right. You went to school, you got the job, you cut the subscriptions, and you've been responsible. Yet when you look at that number, it feels like you're trying to fill a swimming pool with a teaspoon. You save $500, and then the car makes a sound it shouldn't make. You save $1,000, and the guest bedroom ceiling starts to spot. It feels like the universe is actively conspiring to keep you at zero. And the most exhausting part isn't the math. It's the feeling that you're running a race on a treadmill while everyone else is on a downhill slope. If you've ever felt like the harder you work, the more the goalposts move, I want you to know something. It isn't your lack of discipline. It isn't a lack of intelligence. It's actually a matter of physics. Today, I want to talk about the first $100,000, why it feels like a mountain, why it's the most brutal stretch of the journey, and why everything, literally everything, changes once you cross it. We've been told a lie about how wealth grows. We're taught to think of it like a ladder. You climb one rung, you gain 1 foot of height. You climb 10 rungs, you're 10 feet up. It's linear, it's logical, but money doesn't work in lines, it works in curves. Imagine you're trying to push a massive 5-ton boulder across a flat field. In the beginning, you are pouring every ounce of your soul into it. Your muscles are screaming, your feet are slipping in the mud, and you're sweating through your shirt. You look down, and you've moved it maybe an inch. This is where most people live. This is the first 10,000, the first 20,000. You are doing 100% of the work, and the money is doing 0%. It's just sitting there, heavy and stubborn. The world tells you that if you just hustled harder, the boulder would move faster. But the world forgets to mention that at the start, you are fighting the most powerful force in financial physics: inertia. Most of us feel a deep sense of shame during this phase. We compare our inch to the miles of people who started 20 years ago. We feel like we're failing because the effort doesn't match the result, but you have to understand that the first 100,000 is not a period of growth. It is a period of escape velocity. Think of a rocket sitting on a launch pad. It burns about 90% of its fuel just to get off the ground and leave the atmosphere. Once it's in orbit, it can travel thousands of miles with almost no fuel at all. Your first 6 figures are your launch pad. You are burning all your fuel just to break the gravity of your own expenses, your own history, and the simple reality of being a human who needs to eat and sleep. When you're starting out, your greatest enemy isn't the stock market or inflation. It's the small number friction. Let's look at the math, but let's keep it human. If you have $5,000 in an investment account and the market has a great year, and let's say it grows by 10%, you made $500. That's nice. It pays for a few groceries. But then, your tire blows out. That costs $400. Just like that, your entire year of wealth building was wiped out by a piece of stray metal on the highway. This is why it's so hard to stay motivated. When your balance is small, life is louder than your interest. Life is more aggressive than your gains. Every time you take 2 steps forward, a random Tuesday takes you 2 steps back. At this stage, you are purely a labor-based creature. You earn, you save, and you pray nothing breaks. It's exhausting because you're doing it all alone. Your money isn't your partner yet. It's just a passenger that keeps getting off at the wrong stop. But something happens as that number creeps up. It's subtle at first. You hit 40,000, then 60. Suddenly a 10% gain isn't $500 anymore. It's 6,000. Now when that tire blows out, it doesn't even dent the growth. For the first time, your money starts to develop a defense mechanism. It starts to protect itself. This is the moment the boulder starts to roll. You're still pushing, yes, but you're not fighting the mud anymore. You're starting to see momentum. And here is the psychological turning point that no one prepares you for. When you reach that first 100,000, you realize that for the first time in your life, you are no longer just a worker. You are an owner. There's a shift that happens in your chest when you cross that threshold. It's a quiet realization that you could lose your job tomorrow and be okay for a year or 2. That time has suddenly become something you own a piece of. Before the 100,000, you are selling your hours to buy survival. Oshin, after the 100,000, your money starts buying your hours back for you. This is why the first 100 is the hardest. Not because the math is different, but because the psychology is a war of attrition. You have to be willing to work for years without seeing the magic happen. You have to believe in the curve before you can see the upward swing. It requires a level of faith that goes against everything our instant results culture teaches us. We are conditioned to want the prize at the end of the week, but the 100,000 is a prize that requires a decade of Tuesdays. So how do we actually want to get there without losing our minds? It starts by stopping the war with yourself. Stop expecting your $5,000 to act like 50,000. Stop punishing yourself because your gains are small. In the beginning, the only thing that matters is your savings rate. Your investments are just a parking lot for your discipline. The real work is in the habits. It's in the quiet decision to live a life that is slightly smaller than your paycheck so that your future can be significantly larger. It's about recognizing that every dollar you save in the beginning is heavy. It's worth more than a dollar saved later because it has more time to sit in the sun and grow. If you're at 10,000 or 20 or even 0, I want you to look at that boulder. Don't look at the field. Don't look at the people miles ahead of you. Just look at the boulder. Your job is to press your shoulder against the cold stone and push, even if it only moves a millimeter today. Even if it feels like you're getting nowhere, you are building the strength you'll need for the downhill. You are training your financial muscles for a world where you don't have to push it all. Because there will come a day, and it will happen sooner than you think, where you will look up and realize the boulder is moving on its own. You'll be walking alongside it, hand lightly on the side, just guiding it. The first 100,000 is a test. It's the universe asking, do you actually want freedom, or do you just want the appearance of it? It's a filter that weeds out the people who want the lifestyle from the people who want the life. It is brutal, it is slow, and it is often very boring. But on the other side of that number is a different world. It's a world where you don't check the price of gas before you pull in. It's a world where a job loss is an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. It's a world where you can finally breathe. So if you're tired, take a breath. If you're frustrated, acknowledge it. But don't you dare stop pushing. The physics of money are fixed, and they are in your favor. As long as you stay in the game, you aren't failing. You're just in the heavy part, and the heavy part is exactly where the foundation is built. Progress isn't always a soaring line. Sometimes it's just the fact that you showed up to push the boulder one more inch today. And that inch, that's exactly how the first 100,000 begins.
Keep going. You're closer than you feel.